topic. Long time coming.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Atari box. We knew Atari was eventually going to get back into hardware. It just makes sense.
Yeah. After a 2013 bankruptcy, I was counting the days.
The original video game crash that they caused, in the early 80s. And let's be honest, there's just not enough consoles out right now. It's people want more, and there's room for 4, if not 5 or 6 different consoles out there. Now, let's be honest. The only thing this can possibly be is the equivalent of an NES Classic, right?
I don't think so.
You really think they're going to put out an entire platform? I don't buy that. I think this is going to be a little box with a whole bunch of...
It sounds like they're going to build it off of PC components.
Sure, but so's the Raspberry Pi. See what I mean?
Well, I guess.
I mean, technically everything in a PlayStation or NES Classic Mini are PC components. It's a circuit board, a processor, and whatever. So I don't know. My view is there's no way in hell this is nothing more than a little niche product that is like an NES Classic with a whole bunch of built-in games. Tell me why I'm wrong.
I can't tell you why you're wrong.
This is not. It's not fun to win like that. Grain. Give me a debate where you're gonna just totally correct me.
I need little fins and wood grain, and then them switches on the top.
Yep, I remember that.
I mean that's what my PlayStation's missing.
God,
something I could set out and be a feature piece in my room.
Well, because remember how many shit games there were on the Atari? That's what caused the crash. There was just anybody
could let anybody code for it. Yeah.
Exactly. Nintendo put the restriction when they came out in the 80s of a limit of 5 games per company, which is why a bunch of shell companies came out so they could make more. But that restriction increased quality, which saved the video game industry at the time, whereas Atari would let anybody. And there was just a bunch of shit games. Are there even enough quality games to put out unless they want to really come out and start making stuff on par with developers think are going to be courted to start developing new games for another platform like this? I can't see one developer thinking, we need to jump on this train. Not one.
Yeah.
Not one, because even your indies that are looking for any outlet to get any kind of exposure now have their paradise that they found through the Nintendo Switch. They found this island where they get a whole bunch of visibility because there isn't as much AAA content right now, and they're doing very fucking well. Why would they even... I don't see how you're going to court developers if this is a new platform. I think this has got to be the equivalent of an NES Classic.
Yeah, I don't know. In reading it, I got console feel.
Mm-hmm. No, I think it's worded like that, but I don't. How would?
I mean, if you wanted to buy an Atari, you can go buy one right now. It comes with like 200 games. Or something.
How would? Yeah, but I mean, getting the official thing and the retro box art and all that kind of stuff for the collectors—that's the people that want the NES Classic. Anybody can do a retro Pi for $40. You know what I mean?
Well, I mean, they sell them though.
Yeah, no,
just like you can go buy a Sega Genesis.
Sure. No, you're right.
Yeah, I don't know. What are they going to remake? Joust and Pitfall?
Yeah, besides Frogger, Pitfall, Joust, River Raid, Dig Dug, what the hell else out there that you'd even want to pay money to play?
I'm trying to think.
NES Classic has 30 games. And that was dwindled down to just that.
30 quality games.
30 quality games.
Yeah.
What the fuck is Atari going to do?
I'm sure that there's tons of games. Atari was a generation before me.
Yeah.
Really was. I mean, I came into it just because I had older cousins that had it.
Mm-hmm.
But, I mean, I was born in the Nintendo generation.
Yeah.
ColecoVision, maybe.
Yeah.
I remember playing that. But...
We had the Atari 2600, and... I mean, at the time, it was just freaking awesome, of course, because it's all you have out there. But I just don't see this stuff aging as well as playing an NES game is still fun for what it is. But I think that the technology of the Atari was just so in its infancy that it's hard to get a good gameplay out of that. Now, unless they put E.T. on this and bundle E.T. in with this, then it's a must-buy.
Yeah.
You know?
Go to that landfill, dig up all those copies of E.T.
Right.
And include them.
And you You get a collector's edition piece of dirt from the pit that they excavated.
Yeah.
That I actually would buy just for the dirt, not even give a shit about the console. I'd never open it. I'm like, that's a talking point right there. So many stories, especially for people like us too. But so you've got a feeling if you had to gamble, let's give it our odds. What percentage chance do you think that this is going to be a new platform and they're going to try to be a fourth pillar out there? Well, let's say by pillar I mean
before
Nintendo,
talking
Sony.
to you, it was a lot higher.
Say what?
Before talking to you, it was a lot higher. I mean, I was giving it an 80-90% chance that they were making a console.
Really? So Matt's going to give it his 80 to 90% prune juice guarantee. This is going to be new platform.
No, not now. I read the same 2 paragraphs you did.
Yeah. No, I'm just going off.
It sounded to me like they were going to be making a new console, like a next-gen console.
I totally agree. That's how it comes off. I've got a feeling. I'm assuming they're trying to build up hype, but just not because of how it reads, because that makes no fucking sense to me. And I can't imagine any publishers getting behind this for any reason. Because, I mean, all areas of the spectrum for demographics are filled, from powerful consoles like PlayStation, Xbox, to underpowered consoles, but still have a huge draw in because of their portability factor and their built-in base of proprietary IP from a company like Nintendo, from the 3DS to the Nintendo Switch. What fucking market are they trying to go after here? Because I don't see any developer sitting at a table thinking, oh, we need to get in on this now. I can't think of any.
I don't know. I was kind of shocked to read in the article that they were actually solvent again.
Yeah, I know, right?
I was like, they're solvent?
Well, when they restructured, they just went into software development. I remember even when I think it was when we were in college or shortly after, they made that when Transformers was kind of making its comeback in the anime, that Transformers Armada game was developed by Atari, or at least published by them.
Okay. Didn't they? What was their last console? Was it the Jaguar? Did they make that Jaguar console?
Yeah.
And that was what? 1997.
That was the same era as the PlayStation and the Nintendo 64.
Okay, so 97, 98.
Yeah, because they kept touting 64-bit, but they didn't go big into the polygons like Nintendo and Sony did. And a 64-bit processor that can't do polygons to the level that they could, they just got demolished.
Well, didn't they also price themselves out of the market too?
No, Jaguar was priced well below Sony and Nintendo.
Was it?
Yeah, that's what their whole advertising campaign was. Why pay? Sony came out at what, $300? The original PlayStation 1, I think, $300, or maybe it was. I think it was $400 in Japan and it was $300 in the United States. And Jaguar's tagline, I remember reading it in copies of EGM. Their marketing was, "Why pay $300 for a 32-bit machine when you can pay?" It was either $199 or $249 for a 64-bit machine, but the machine sucked. Who knows? If anything, this is going to be really exciting to watch. I hope you're right. I would love to see how the hell. And again, I don't say that from a cynical point of view. Like I would want them to come in and fail. I mean, Atari kind of has a warm spot in every gamer's heart. They kind of remember, and still remember Pac-Man and all that kind of stuff. Although Pac-Man was bigger in the arcades than the shitty version that came to the Atari that pissed everybody off. But Atari was like one of the first big video game names that we all think, if you don't count companies that a lot of people have never even heard of, like ColecoVision and stuff like that. I would hope they would find a way to do something new if they were going to do a platform. I just can't imagine any way, shape, or form them or investors that would want to jump on board with this. But you're right, we don't have very much information, so let's go ahead and stick to our guns like men.
Yeah.
80-90% prune juice guarantee from Matt. This is going to be a new platform.
Console.
Yep.
New console.
He's not saying whether or not it's going to be successful or not. He's just saying it's not going to be a classic NES Classic equivalent. It's going to be an all-new platform that people are going to develop games for. Those are Matt's words. I think
you say them with such disdain.
I want to make sure everyone's clear on this.
Yeah, make sure that this isn't what Ben
I want to make sure this is very clear, so that when we're having the retribution show down the road,
he was right.
And every time you say something where you're like backpedaling, we can really quick cut to a picture-in-picture rewind loop of you saying this shit over and over and over. I'm going to go with NES Classic Edition equivalent, where this is going to be like a nostalgic console that you plug in. It just works. And even then, I don't think it's going to sell.
What's the anniversary? I mean, is this like the 40-year anniversary of Atari?
Well, it was like what? Late 70s,
when
early
did it come
80s.
Out?
Nintendo Entertainment System in the United States was 86. The Crash was what, 82? So it's the late 70s, early 80s. So,
okay. Well, I'm just wondering. I mean, you could be on the right track with the whole, the 40 years ago.
I'm not gonna lie. I hope you are. I would love to see how the hell they could pull a hat trick out.
I'd like to see if they come out with any new, new content, new games, something original.
How badass would this be? How about this? You ready for this? Here we go. Pay attention, audience. Atari comes out. Neither one of us we have this nailed down. They decide to have a 4K per eye VR system that's dedicated that you can plug and play. I don't even know how the hell that works, but it just works right away that it's going to compete with Oculus and PlayStation VR.
I don't think so.
There you go. That's it. We just nailed it.
That's it. Yeah.
I think that's just as likely as your fucking thing. Well, no, that's not true. I just can't see how.
And warp technology is going to get invented in the next 2 years too.
Yeah, because I mean, anything Atari does, I'm assuming it's going to be retro to Atari's IP. If they're going to do new IP, how are you going to fit another console in there? But if you're going to go Atari IP, whether it's portable or home, who gives a shit? Pixelated graphics of what's the resolution, 100 by 100 on a big screen TV or a portable machine sucks. Dude, check it out. Mario Odyssey's coming out. Fuck that, dude. We're playing Pong on Matt's big 60-inch.
Yeah. He's got the new Atari box, man.
Yeah, dude, check it out. HDR. You can see all the colors.
Comes with a UHV thing. Where the fuck do I plug this in at?
Yeah, the UHF. You had to switch that when we were kids from TV to your system. I remember that. Yep. That's funny. Cool. Well, I hope you're right, Matt. We'll see. Did they give us any kind of time date about?
I don't think so.
No other information. So just gave us a tease. I knew it.
The only thing they did was confirm that it wasn't a myth.
Right. And been years in the making. Yes. So was Beyond
Year
Good and Evil 2, and we're still waiting on that shit. So who knows?
Be funny if they get this out before that game comes out.
I know, right? Well, ladies and gentlemen, let us know what you think. Would Atari be a fourth pillar, or is this going to be something we can't even contemplate? Or was I right? It's going to be a nostalgic console. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been episode number 27 of Fractured Focus, the show where we obsess about everything from geek culture to nerd news, along with random topics for discussion. Let us know what you think in the comments below. Like, subscribe, share with your friends, and don't forget you can always check us out on youtube.com/fracturedfocus as we attempt to post a topic of the show each day of the week, Monday through Thursday, usually. And attempt to entertain you with our semi-witty banter.
Brief hiatus.
And our incessant rambling. Life happens, man. Shit happens.
Yeah.
We at least
Horizons happen.
Exactly. Zeldas happen. Drinking happens. Until next time.